Guys, this video is brought to you by Skillshare, the online learning community where I go to every time I want to learn something new. Now, I've been using Skillshare for a while now. I actually learned how to use my Mac on Skillshare. I learned how to use Final Cut Pro and Logic Pro, which are really complex software to use, especially if you are a beginner. And so I watched a couple of classes and it was amazing. Easy to follow, and I learned a lot of things in literally 30 minutes. Now, there are a lot of classes that you can find on Skillshare. The last class that I watched by Frank Thomas, beautiful, how to organize your work, is called Productivity Masterclass. I work for myself and I work with social media. I'm building this awesome community, which is the YouTube community. And so I want to know how other people do, how they organize their work. So really awesome to find such an inspiring course on Skillshare. Now, you can get 2 months for free. Make sure that you check the link in the description. The first 1,000 people who click on the link will get 2 free months. Full membership. You can access all the courses. And then, if you like it, you can sign up for less than $10 a month. So thank you so much to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. One of the things that is going to make you sound different than any other guitar player in the room is the way you interpret your music. Well, in this video, I'm going to show you how to play a super simple melody and how to give an interpretation to these simple notes. There are 2 different sections. The first one is super simple. The second one is a little bit more challenging, but we're really going to take it step by step. Now, when you have such a simple melody with just one note, when you have such a simple melody, you have to use any technique possible to make it sound unique. So we're going to be talking about dynamics, plucking, the vibrato technique, the over-ringing technique, so that we can learn how to personalize such a simple melody. Now, the chord progression is super simple. We are in C major and we're playing a C major chord, an E minor chord, an F major chord, and a G major chord. The time signature is 6/8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the melody is only going to be played on the first count, and then is all about the accompaniment. Now, let's just jump right into it. The first chord is the C major, just a basic C major chord. And we're going to pick 2 strings simultaneously, the A string and the B string. So the melody is on the B string for number 1. And then we have the rest of the chord played like this. The thumb on the D string and the G string. And then the thumb again on the A, D, and G. So it sounds like this. Now, one thing that I want you to notice is that the melody should always be louder than the accompaniment. So you never want to play too loud with the thumb. This is definitely something that you don't want to do. So keep the thumb super low. Now, I like to shake my guitar as well so that I add some natural vibrato. The second chord is the E minor chord. We're gonna play like this. Now, the melody is on the B string fret number 8, and I'm also playing the D string fret number 9 and the G string open. The bass note is the low E string. It's a beautiful sounding chord. We already played around with this chord quite a lot on this channel. The finger picking pattern is the same, just thumb on the low E string and then the B string, then the D string and the G string, and then again the E string, D string, and G string. So how can we personalize this chord? The first thing, notice that I don't pick the bass and the melody simultaneously, like this. I'm actually playing the bass first, and then I'm playing the melody. And I like to use the rest stroke with the thumb, meaning that when I pick the string, I will rest the thumb on the string below. And then I pick the B string. Now after this, I'm going to add the vibrato. So I'm gonna play the G string fret number 8 with the vibrato. I'm actually moving both fingers. Then I have the D string, the G string. Now the next chord is the F major chord. And we have the low E string fret number 1, which is the bass note, the D string fret number 3 and the G string fret number 2, and the top E string fret number 3. The melody is on the top E string fret number 3. And here I'm playing the same picking pattern, thumb and middle. I'm still anticipating the bass. And then the last chord. So here I'm playing the low E string fret number 3 and the B string fret number 3. So the melody is on the B string. And then the fret number 1, 3, the E string open. And this time I'm arpeggiating this beautiful chord, which is a G6. I'm playing the low E string fret 3, the G string open, B string fret 3, and the top E string open. So the melody is on the top E string. And notice that I don't pick the strings simultaneously. I'm actually arpeggiating these strings quickly from the thumb to the ring. So I have then the B string fret 3 and the B string open. Now the second time we play the melody, the E minor is going to be different. I'm playing the melody on the B string fret number 12, then the D string fret number 9 and the G string open. Same rules, same dynamics. Then the F. Now this F major is a beautiful chord. We're playing 4 strings, the D string fret number 3, the G string fret number 5, B string open, and the top E string fret number 5. The melody is right here. And then the G. Very simple melody. The top E string fret number 3, 1, open. And then I am arpeggiating this G major chord, just the 6th string, 4th, 3rd, and 2nd string. Now the second section is a little bit more technical. We have a phrase played with a 3 notes pattern. It sounds like this. Now the first chord is the F, and the melody here is played with a group of 3 notes each. So as you can see here, we're following a pattern. We have the G string fret number 2, open 2, and then we repeat the same pattern on the B string open, fret 2, B string open, and then 1, open 1, 3, 1, 3, E string open, back to the fret number 3, and E string open. So, and then the last 3 notes will be slightly different, so we don't follow the same pattern. We have the top E string fret number 1, open, and back to the fret number 3. Now we're gonna have to add the bass note. We have 2 choices. We can either play the low E string fret number 1, or we can play the D string fret number 3 and make the whole thing easier. Then we play the C major. Now the C major is super simple, just put down the chord and arpeggiate the strings. And then the B string fret number 3. We'll go back to the F. So we have these two chords twice, and then we play the same melody but with the A minor chord. So we're going to change the bass note and play the A string open. All the way up to the top E string, and then we change just the last three notes on the fret 5, 3 and 1, and then the E minor chord. Back to the F. We just play half of the melody, and then the G. So we play the melody starting from the B string open, and then the E string open, fret number 3, and the B string open. And we finish with the last three chords, the C major, the E minor, and the C major. Everything is played on fret 8, on the 6th, 2nd, and 1st string. So we're trying to combine two sections. The first one is super simple and it really requires a lot of dynamics and control and different techniques to bring out the simple melody. And then the second section is a little bit more technical with a lot of alternate fingering and a little bit more of a challenging left hand. I'm gonna leave you to practice this, guys. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you next time for another video.